Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So this is a finance channel and I do talk about all things finance. I just recently went on a trip to Cancun, Mexico, and so I thought, why not make a video about the actual cost of going to Mexico? And that was for 7 nights and 8 days here in 2021. Now before we get into the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if this video adds value to your life at all, make sure to subscribe. I do make new videos like this every single week. Okay, let's get right into the video. Okay, so first off, I just want to talk about a few different things. The first one being that this was just the cost for me and my wife for just 2 people. And also it might be a different cost for you depending on what hotel you go through, if you do any excursions, what food you eat. So this won't be your exact cost. This is just how much it costed for me and my wife just for 2 people. The second thing being that you're gonna want to bring pesos. You are gonna want to bring pesos, guys, because you will lose money if you pay with American money. They will give all your change back in pesos, so if you do pay with American dollars, you will ultimately lose money because they round down. So you'll never get the exact change that you need back. So make sure that you go get money exchanged into pesos. We were able to do this by going on this exchange website, and we literally just paid them the money that we wanted to exchange for pesos. It was a $20 fee to get the pesos, and they shipped the pesos within a week. I will try and put the name of the exchange agency here if I can find it, the one that we used. I just don't remember right now, but I will look into it and I'll put it somewhere around here. And if I can't find it, all you have to do is go online and just look up money exchange agencies, and they're really easy to find. So my wife and I went for 8 days and 7 nights, and it was a ton of fun and we enjoyed ourselves immensely. So I'm just going to go over everything that we had to pay for real quick so that you guys know, and then I'll go over each one of them more in detail. So we had to pay for the flights. We had to pay for the shuttle from the airport to the hotel, and then from the hotel back to the airport. We also had 4 excursions. We had to pay for our hotel, souvenirs, and tips, and food. So with the flights, we flew with United Airlines, and our flight was around $780 or $390 for one person. I'm also going to say everything as if it was just one person, just in case you are just paying for yourself. The next thing that we paid for was the shuttle from the airport to the hotel. This was $55, and that was for there and back. We did this shuttle service through a company called Shuttle, and they were very good and they were very safe. I would definitely recommend them. Now, if you don't want to book something online ahead of time when it comes to shuttle services, we found this out actually coming out of the airport. You don't have to. If you walk out of the airport, there's going to be like 30 or 40 shuttle and taxi drivers trying to give you guys rides. So if you don't want to book something ahead of time, you can just go, and I don't know how much they're going to cost because we didn't do that, but I can imagine it'll be around $50, $55, kind of the same. But if you don't want to go through the hassle of booking something before, like I said, you can just go through when you're there and get a taxi or a shuttle just right there. Chichen Itza was cool because, like I said, it came with an all-you-can-eat buffet, which was pretty decent. And then also you have to swim in the cenote, which a cenote, for those of you who don't know, is just like it's like an underground lake in a cave with a roof. It's like the roof is taken off. So I'll try to put a picture right here of what a cenote looks like. They're just really cool though. Our tour is about $160 or $80 for just one person. But like I said, that was including everything, the food, Chichen Itza, and the cenote. For those of you who don't know also what Chichen Itza is, it's like that awesome pyramid temple looking thing. I'll also put a picture right here of what that looks like, and it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Also, just so you guys are aware, Chichen Itza is not in Cancun. It is about a 2-hour bus ride from Cancun to Chichen Itza. So you'll be on the bus for about 4 hours. So you'll want to bring like a pillow or something because you do have to wake up really early, so you might want to get some sleep on the bus. Ours was $160, but just depending on what company that you go through, it may be cheaper or it may be more expensive. There's a whole bunch of different touring companies, and most of them do have different prices. The next excursion that we did was Zelha, which is like a water park / marine life park. So they had like water slides, lazy rivers, stuff like that, but also you could swim with dolphins, you could swim with manatees. There's a lot of cool stuff. This was around $260 for the both of us, or $130 for just one person. Same thing with Chichen Itza, guys. Zelha is also 2 hours away from Cancun. So once again, 4-hour bus ride in total. So bring a pillow so that you can sleep on the bus. but it was definitely worth it. We got to spend basically all day there. Also guys, all the food is paid for, so they gave you an option of 5 different buffets that you could eat at. Me and my wife, we ate at 2 of them, and they were both really good. Overall though, Zelha was a ton of fun, and we just spent a lot of time on the lazy river just hanging out. Our next excursion that we went on was our shipwreck snorkeling, which this was around 3 hours long. It was $120 for the both of us, or $60 for just one person. It was also in Cancun, which was really nice, and so they got a bus that picked us up, but it was maybe a 10 or 20 minute drive away, which was a good break from the 2-hour-long bus rides that we had just had. Our last excursion was the Cancun Adventure Tour, and that was with the speedboat and snorkeling. This was about the same as the shipwreck snorkeling, $120 for both of us, or $60 for just one person. This one was a ton of fun, and it was around 3 hours as well. And I will say it was in Cancun. It was in the middle of the hotel zone though, which was a few miles away from where we were at, and there was no transportation included. So we had to take a taxi there and take a taxi back, which was like $15 both way, and added up to $30 just for the transportation. But overall, it was definitely my favorite excursion that we went on. Also guys, most of the excursions that you're gonna book, they all have little fees, whether it's like a dock fee or an entrance fee. And me and my wife, we ended up spending $80 on just the fees, not including the cost of the tours. So on top of the cost, we had to pay $80 for fees, and that would be about $40 for one person. The next thing that we paid for was our hotel, and we stayed at Crystal Cancun for around $85 a night, which was really good. After taxes, it came out to about $730 for the 8 days that we paid for. I'm not gonna say how much it would cost for just one person for a hotel, because the hotel rooms, you pay for the hotel rooms, not the amount of people, so it would be priced kind of around the same. So just expect to pay kind of the same whether you're by yourself or with another person. We looked around a ton, and we ended up on getting it through Destinia.com, which they definitely had the best prices out of any other agency that we looked through. Crystal Cancun was also very nice because we were right next to all the nightlife, we were right next to all the food, different restaurants, so it was a very short walk if we wanted to get to any of those things. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is the cost of food. We decided to not do all-inclusive because we figured it would just be cheaper to just get all of our food ourselves. You can get all your own food from the supermarket. There's like this huge supermarket right in the hotel zone, or you can get it from your actual hotel, or there's like a stretch with a whole bunch of different restaurants. You can get stuff for really expensive, or you can get stuff for really cheap. If you wanted to, you can get tacos for very cheap, just like 20 pesos, which is only like $1 in American money. We spent about $300 American dollars on the whole 8 days for food, which came to about 6,000 pesos, or 750 pesos a day for 2 people. This worked, but guys, I would definitely recommend doing at least 1,000 pesos a day if you're going with 2 people, or 500 pesos for one person, because 750 pesos was just really tight. It was just really skimpy to us, and if we could go back, we would have just done 1,000 pesos a day and definitely budgeted more for food. Then we also budgeted food for the airport, which was crazy expensive. We had super long layovers, so we just budgeted $200 for food in the airport, $100 for going there, and $100 for coming back. This was enough money for us, but I definitely wouldn't suggest doing any less than that, because the airport food was so expensive. So in total, for the whole trip, that's for Mexico and the airport, you should be doing about $600 for food. So $400 for being in Mexico, and then $200 if you have long layovers, then $200 for airport food, which comes out to $300 for just one person. I will also just throw this out there, guys. We did not drink any alcohol while we were there. So if you will want to drink alcohol down there, then you're going to have to add that cost. I'm not sure how much that'll cost, but just make sure that you add that into your budget as well, because this was just for food. Okay, so the last thing that we paid for was our souvenirs and our tips. These are, of course, both optional, but you should definitely tip. It really helps out the population of Cancun, because with COVID, their salaries got hit a lot. I know our tour guide on Chichen Itza said that he was only taking 1/3 of his normal salary for about 6 months when COVID hit, and now he's only up to 60%. So this is just what they have to do to keep the business running, and they're willing to do that, but they're not making nearly as much as they should be making. We spent about $100 on tips and $120 on souvenirs. So in total, $220 for both. And if you're just by yourself, expect $110 for both. For our whole trip to Cancun for 8 days and 7 nights, it was a grand total of $3,025. If you are going by yourself, that would be around $1,905, and this is just because the hotel and the shuttle are going to be kind of a fixed price, whether you're paying for just yourself or if you're going with 2 people. Okay, so just one last thing, guys. If you're gonna go out to nightclubs or you're gonna go get food or whatever and you're gonna walk on the streets, just make sure that you do have a fanny pack. The fanny pack was really nice, guys, because we had a place to put all of our money and we had a place to put our phones and our wallets, and to make sure that we didn't get pickpocketed or anything like that, because that does happen in Cancun. Okay, so that was how much Cancun costs for 8 days and 7 nights. If you enjoyed that video, all make sure to hit that like button, and if it added value to your life, make sure to subscribe. I do make new videos like this every week. But have a great day, guys. See you next week.